Well, hello there, and welcome once more to Balance Space. And if this is your first time stopping by, I would like to say a very big welcome to you. And please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like, and share my videos. Alright, guys, so on the menu today is some teasets and dry okra soup. Dry okra in my local dialect is mankoni, just the dry small okra. It's very small but also dry, so you pound it to get it in a bit of powder form and a bit chunkier. That is dry okra. I'm going to be showing you guys a picture of it. So we are having some teasers with dry okra today. Let's get into the video, guys. So on my burner and in my pot, I have my meat added in my grated ginger and garlic. I'll be adding in some onion, adding some maggi and any other spice I want to add to the meat, and allow it to steam till it becomes soft. My meat is done steaming and I'm pouring it into a bowl, and I'll be washing the pan I used to steam the meat so the meat or the soup doesn't get burnt. So once I'm done washing the pot I used in steaming the meat, I'll go ahead and fry it a bit. You might not like fried meat in your teased soup, but I do not like naked meat, so I want to give it a bit of a frying, not too much, but just to have the outside crunchy and still juicy on the inside. So I'm going to be adding in some vegetable oil into my pot now. Then I'll go ahead and fry up the meat. As I said, this is not any deep frying. It's just some shallow frying to allow it to become a bit dry. Then we can proceed in making the soup. Okay, so the meat is well fried. Just as I was saying, you see it's not really dry. It's still moist, and that is how you want to enjoy your soup with meat, with fried meat basically. So right now I'm getting the meat out of the oil, putting it back into the stock because it's soup, not stew. I'll be adding everything into the tomato base once I start my stew procedure. Okay, so I have some leftover stew from earlier today. So I'm not going to be making stew from scratch again. I'll just put that into my oil. But I did pour the oil I used to fry the meat out. I just added the stew to it, add in some water, add in the stock from the meat I steamed earlier on. Allow this to boil for a bit, then I can add in my dry okra. But before that, I'm going to be adding in some prekese and some huentia. I don't know if this is huentia. I'll be adding this in. When it boils, then this is my dry okra. Once it's boiling, we'll add in our dry okra. And with teasets, you don't, if you like your dry okra to be very thick, please do as you want. I don't want my teased soup to be very thick, and I don't want it to be very light, so I add just a bit, allow it to boil, then I come back to check and see if the consistency it's okay with me. Just as I'm checking, then I leave it that way. If I feel there is the need to add in more dry okra or manconi, then I do so. So the consistency is okay, and I'm adding in my meat right now. I also added some fresh pepper into our stew, which is what you are seeing right now, for extra heat for we the adults, because my kids are going to be eating this with us as well. So if you have kids eating your soup or food, you should try to limit the intake of pepper or the amount of pepper you put in your soup, but rather add in the fresh pepper. So you can just add it in when you want. Right now I'm adding in some mackerel I have in my fridge. It's already steamed and deboned, so I'm just adding it in right now, and our soup is basically done, guys. See how good this is looking. It's looking so inviting, and the taste was out of this world. It tasted so good. Everyone loved it, and we actually had it then the following day in the morning. And guys, we are done with our soup. We are done with our dry okra soup, also known as mankuni in my local dialect, as I say. So if you want to get yourself some dry okra or mankuni, when you go to the market, just ask them of dry okra. There are some small okra, tiny okra, but very dry. You just pound it and you get the texture I showed you guys earlier on. And this is how you prepare your dry okra soup. It's really very nice with seasoned and fufu. You can give it a try. So right now we are starting with our TZ. So I have my water in my pot boiling and I'm making the cocoa. I just added some millet flour. I'm using millet flour, not maize flour. So I added some millet flour into my bowl, mixed that with water, made the cocoa and poured it into the boiling water. And this is how it is. So right now my cocoa is boiling. I'll be taking some of the boiling cocoa out, mix the millet flour with cassava flour again till I get a very thick and smooth consistency. Then I add it into the boiling cocoa, just as you are seeing. And that is how you make your Caesars. If you are not okay with this, you can just, pour the flour into the boiling cocoa directly and stir that one up too. With this way, your Caesars normally comes out very neat with no lumps. But if you are pouring the flour itself into the boiling cocoa and you are not really fast in doing that, you might end up with balls, lumps in your T-sets, and you don't really want that. So I prefer to go this way. This way it's easy, and each and the T-set comes out perfect every time. You're going to see it in a bit what I'm talking about. So right now we are just stirring our T-set up. You want to stir it really well now, so your T-set can at least last for some days without going bad. All right, guys, so our T-set is done, and I don't know if you guys can see how clean, if I'm allowed to use that word, how neat it is. There are no lumps in it. That is the secret I've been using to prepare my T-set with no lumps. So please give this secret a try. If you have been pouring your, drizzling your flour into your T-set and it comes out lumpy, please give this a try. We are done with our T-set and we are done with our soup, and all is left is to serve and enjoy. Thank you guys so much for watching up to this point, and please try and give this recipe a try, right? Please do try this recipe out and let me know in the comment section how you find it out. And please, you can also try my okra soup, dry okra soup with fufu as well, and let me know equally how it turns out for you. So this is how we served our TZ and our dry okra soup. Thank you so much for watching up to the end, and please consider subscribing if you haven't done so. Comment, like, share my videos, and also watch more videos. Thank you so much.